In Formula One, the commentators are speaking to millions of people. But what does the commentary box look like? Well, in here is one of my good friends, Harry Benjamin. And I can't open the door, damn it.
Hey Matt, welcome to the Sky F1 commentary box.
Me and Harry, we've known each other for I think it's coming up to 8 years now.
Yeah, it's been a long time, yeah.
We kind of started around the same time where I was working in Formula E and you were helping out Nikki Shields.
I was carrying bags and making cups of tea, yes.
It's really surreal that we're both here and you are commentating for the Barcelona Grand Prix.
Yeah, I don't still really know how that's happened.
So as I'm part of the Sky Sports Grid Insider, they've allowed us access to do a full deep dive into the commentary booth.
Shall we start with the bank of screens that we have in front of us? So up here we have the main world feed output. So this is what you're seeing at home as well. Then we have a plethora of timing screens essentially. So all the fastest lap times, the sector times, the speed limits as well, all in here. Because there's normally two of us in a commentary box, me, Karun Chandar, me and Martin Brundle across this weekend. So that's why these kind of duplicate so we can both look at either side and get the same thing. So two driver trackers on either side where the drivers are on the track. Then we also have race control message updates down there, and then you have things like risk of rain. We've got the F3 qualifying session coming up, so now it switches to F3. Now this is what people might not know. This is the Sky Sports output. So this is what those viewers in the UK are watching, because during a practice session, for instance, because we're also the world feed, we will have to cut to an ad break on Sky Sports. They'll go to ads, and then we'll carry on for the world feed. And then when the two join again, we swap to watch the Sky output, who replay anything we missed. And that is all down to the people in the gallery back at base in the UK. So I have about 4 people in my ear, as well as the 2 commentators alongside me and the audio from the track. This down here is what we have, the big box to communicate with them. So big red button here, your mic is on, your mic is off, and you can adjust the volume. This button here, director and producer, press that button and hold it down. That cuts my mic off and I can talk into my mic and back to the director or producer if I haven't heard something or if I'm wondering what's going on. I'll get a message from my producer Jess who'll say, might be worth thinking about an ad break now. And then what I'll do is, when the time's right, I'll do a thumbs up to that camera there.
Oh, that's tiny. Look at that.
I'll do a thumbs up so the gallery know that we're ready for an ad break. And then the PA, which is on this button here, she's also back at base and she will begin to count down 10 seconds in my ear. So I'll be talking and I'll be hearing 10, 9, 8. So I'll get that, and around about 3, 2, 1, I'll make sure I've got my out and I'm ready to say, and it's George Russell on top. So it sounds like a normal pause for the world feed, and then it cuts nicely for an ad break to the UK audience.
Now, just before all of the cars go out on track, because I can't show that, we are actually situated across, with my little selfie stick there, across the pit lane, looking directly over. Now, I'd assume that's because back in the olden days, you didn't have screens. You had to just rely on just visual of looking for that. So is there still the benefit of looking over the pit lane now?
Yeah, there is. I mean, we're not quite, Murray Walker with the old stopwatch leaning over the balcony. The interesting thing is the pictures are slightly delayed. So when I'm doing lights out, it's a really tricky situation because I'll see the cars start the race, but on the pictures, they'll still be on the grid and will be on 2, 1, however many lights. So you have to, at that point, almost slightly ignore what's happening on the track in favor of the TV, because that's what everybody's watching at home and going off of. However, because we're right opposite the pit lane, which is where the commentary boxes are normally, that's where it comes really handy. You can see somebody coming in for a pit stop if the TV pictures aren't showing it, but you've got a great...
You can jump onto it.
Exactly. Or that's where your pit lane reporter, like someone like Ted Kravitz, can come in. So that's where kind of teamwork really comes together there, but also the beauty of just being able to look out the window.
Now, there's going to be some techie people out there who would love to know what kind of microphones and headset that you're using. So are these the ones here?
Yes, so we're on headsets here. So this is what we're talking here, an Ultrasone Pro 780i. We're not using the classic lip mics that you might be used to seeing Murray Walker use. A lot of football commentators use it, where you hold it to your lip.
I think Will Buxton in IndyCar still prefers to use it. It's very much, I think, just commentator preference.
It's personal preference. I've never really got on with them. They're brilliant sound quality, but I don't like being one hand down all the time. I quite like having it around my ear because I've still got my hands to have a quick look on my laptop, to pick up a paper, to press some buttons, to do whatever, or general hand gestures. Crofty, the entire Sky team have used headsets since I started here. And then on my side, mainly is where you'll find a bit more bits of paper and some additional screens, because I'm trying to be good for the environment. So I've got a few bits and bobs. I keep up to date with the penalty points, so they're quick glancing here. All the previous winners and pole sitters. Then I have my spreadsheets, which I've now sort of started to go a bit digital.
Have you brought your own screens?
Yeah, I brought my own screens and everything. Yeah, so I have on here, I pretty much have everything. So this is the general season stats for the year. I also have to keep a track of all the averages in terms of qualifying gaps, my head-to-heads, and I split them for qualifying and sprint races. My general grid, so I keep a track of where they've all qualified, and then of course the championship standings here as well, all the way down to 22, along with the constructors. So I can kind of flick through, and if I need it, quickly just scroll to the bottom of it here. It's a bit like revising for your GCSEs or whatever. It's all about the revision technique. And even on here, then I've got my laptop, and just down here, because we just had FP1, I've got all my FP1 rookies that I keep a track of throughout the year, the ones highlighted. So I've got their entire career in shorthand if I need to quickly grab, he was F2 champion in 2023 or whatever it is. And then my main two pillars that I have in terms of notes are here, which may look like an absolute mess. And how on earth do I read that?
Your handwriting is
It's tiny, but I make it small.
it's for you to read that.
Exactly, it's for me to read, and also, I'm not reading it. Writing it down is a way of me remembering it.
Yeah.
But also for a quick glance, I can have a quick look. So I've got all 22 drivers on here, where they qualified last year, their best ever qualifying, same for the race. Overall, talking points, what they got up to on Instagram last week, and then the same on the other side for the team's various upgrades. So Ferrari have got a really big upgrade package here. And then we have the track map. So helps me keep an eye on where things are, stuff about the tyres, general track statistics, the times from last year, the recharge limit, all just quite handily written out so I can quickly grab it if my brain decides to fail me.
This angle here, I'd say a lot of people have seen, because you also have your own camera in here as well, a little PTC camera.
Once I've done the opening sequence where you see the track graphic come together and the Pirelli tyres roll along, then I'll get a message from the director, okay guys, envision in 10, and so we'll then get ready. We will have marked out our positions here, and because I'm quite tall, it's always a little bit tricky. So then we'll stand here and I'll start talking to camera. There's a screen below the camera which shows us the output so we can see ourselves.
And also, because you are 6'5", sometimes if you're the camera's trying to aim a bit, you might have to just sort of go a little, adjust the height.
Exactly. I did have to squat once when it was me, Bernie Collins, and Anthony Davidson.
Oh, bless, yes.
Because they are quite short and I'm quite tall. So I think after FP1, we then decided chairs might be the way forward here.
Now, you've also got a second station here. So explain what's going on here.
This is Sky Race Control.
Oh, so every time that you're like, we're going to now throw to race control. In my head, I've always assumed it would be somewhere down in the pits. Well, I know we've done it recently with Bernie, where she's actually been on the pit wall, but when it's been race control, I'd always assumed it'd be somewhere completely different.
You know what? So did I before I joined the team. And then I found out I was in the same room. So Karun, who is on race control this weekend, if he's got some information for me that he thinks I should deliver, Karun has the benefit of not talking live the whole time, so he has a bit more time to have a look at everything. But with race control, the beauty of it is you can have a look at every single car on board. So he can switch through every single car. So this is where Karun will sit. He'll have the same output. He'll have timing screens all on that as well. And he'll settle himself there for the race.
Do you prefer to stand? Is it dependent on a lot of action going on at the moment?
I think it's always better to stand because it's better vocally for your diaphragm. I do sit down quite a lot for my commentaries because there's a couple of hours on your feet. However, for the start of the race, especially when I'm here with Sky, you got to bring the energy. The other guys have stood up as well. So, you got to bring your A game, and it just elevates everything. And you feel more on top of what you're seeing in front of you. You're not chasing anything. I'm literally looking down at all the screens. So I feel like I'm in charge, I'm in control. Everything I need is available to me.
Thank you so much for showing us around, and also huge thanks again to Sky Sports for making this all possible. If you want to check out Harry's socials, they're down linked in the comments below. Go check him out. Inflate his ego.
Follow me, please.
Yes. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.